Alright guys, so basically I have some sound coming from the back of my car. I think it's the fuel pump, which is right under this cover. So what I did was, my buddy Josh had his STI fuel pump, just the stock one, which he had, that he upgraded when he did his turbo and injectors and all that. So he has the stock pump, and we're going to drop the stock pump into my Stage 2 WRX here. It flows a little bit more, but it's like something like 145 liters per hour versus the stock 135. So it's not a huge upgrade, but I'm not really looking to upgrade. I'm just looking to fix the problem at this point. So instead of ordering one and waiting for it to come in, I'm just going to drop this one in, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it. So this is the first time I've done this, so I'm sure there's going to be issues, but all I've done so far is take out the back seat, which involves taking out this bottom portion, taking out this top portion here, and I also removed, there was a bracket here. It comes down here. You can actually see on this side. You just take out these bolts and this clip for the seat hooks in at, and it hooks in down here, and then you're gonna have access over here. And right now I'm just gonna go ahead and take that off using a Phillips head screwdriver. Pretty simple. These ones shouldn't be rusted. If they are, you have an issue, because they just shouldn't be. So we're gonna take these out and make sure to take these screws, and obviously don't lose your screws. That always sucks when that happens. So I put them up here, put them up out of the way. And you also see here I got my PB blaster, which is gonna come in handy, I'm sure, when I get in here, because this is all gonna be nice and corroded. In general, this job should take you less than an hour, so don't fret about it too much. So we're gonna remove this cover, and I'm just gonna put the cover back here. As you can see, we now have access to the fuel pump. This is the wiring that goes to it, and this is just a lot of dust because I believe underneath here it's all exposed, and you can get the dust particles and whatnot up here. So this is going to be what hooks your hooks the actual pump in to give it power and all that. This is going to be the pressure line. This is going to be the vapor line, and this is some other line. I have no idea really what that's for. This doesn't look all that bad in here, but I'm still going to spray these down, and just be careful not to get it all over the place. But a lot of this is just dust, so we're just going to clean it up and get some PB on there. I wish I had the little straw thing for this, but I don't. So just a light spray on each one, not much at all. And especially be careful around the electrical wiring. And of course, typically it has to start raining as I'm doing this, and this is the one job that I picked to do outside today. So, as you can see, the Forster's inside, getting some work done on it. So, hopefully this rain doesn't last too long, but we're inside, so it's all good. So what I got here is an 8mm socket on just your basic hand tool. I actually got the 10 because I thought these might be a 10mm, but they're only an 8. So I'm just gonna go ahead, try to start removing these, but they're pretty tough. Yep, just what I thought. This is the joy of working on older cars that suck. So basically, this isn't going to work. I'm going to have to get some type of ratchet with an extension for that. So I'm going to be back again, run back inside. Alright, so back again, we got the standard socket adapter here, your little extension and a ratchet, and I'm going to try with this. Hopefully we got some better results. Yep, a lot better. Just need to get that torque on there. And just be careful not to strip these ones. These are very critical because you need a tight seal around this. up in here. Typical. Everything's fucking stuck on. Rest of the car here. I'm gonna knock that over at some point. But at least these are coming off. I mean, I'm not gonna say they're not. This is just very, very corroded. And already we're having issues because everything's just so much rust. Can't even get the bolts out of the socket. I mean, literally, this is ridiculous. Yep. So now I gotta go get more tools to pound these out. All right. So now that I have all these off, just realize that they are rusty, and it's going to take you a little bit because they will continuously get stuck inside your socket. So literally almost for every one I had to keep going out and pounding each one out, but I got those all off. Next I have some needle nose pliers, and we're going to start taking these lines off here. So I'm just going to start with this first one here. This is not the pressurized one, and I'm going to slide the little connector, little security things down. I can already tell these are just really stuck on. So I'm going to use a screwdriver here and just attempt to pry them back. And they do not look like they want to come. As usual, got to get more tools. Alright, so now I have a proper flathead screwdriver. As usual, everything is just fucking sealed on here hardcore, and you can never get a break. Even when it's 8 bolts and 3 hoses for a job, you have a little room here, and they just don't want to come out. One. Alright, we got one off. Let's go for number 2. Son of a fucking bitch. Ah! Come on, you fucking son of a bitch. Ah! Fuck this shit. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna stop filming for now, but I'm gonna have to yank this off somehow because it's sealed on there like from 12 years of rust and shit. So we'll be back. Hang on. So just a little update. Got all the bolts off, got this one out. I've been working on this one for about 20 minutes now. I've used everything from screwdrivers to pliers like that. Can't get that son of a bitch off. It is so hard on there, it's absolutely ridiculous. And this is only a 2004. So if you're ever doing this, I'm gonna have to say that the hardest part is gonna be getting all of these off. This one, as soon as I got it past like this portion over here, it just slipped right off. This one's not budging at all. I can twist it all around, I can twist it backwards, it's not coming off. This one here seems to have these little clips. This is the pressurized one. I'm not going to take this off yet. This will be my last one. But this one seems a lot easier. This one's just being a total pain in the ass. I mean, you get these on the engine too. These ones don't want to come off. They just get sealed on there from, I guess, expanding and being on and corrosion. Pain in the ass. Pain in the fucking ass. So we're going to keep working at this. I'm not going to drown you out with all the swearing ridiculousness at this point, but yeah, still working on this one. Alright, so after a long, hard battle, we got her out. It's a little jacked up here, but looks to be decently okay. So here's the new one I'm going to put in, and it's starting to rain out here, so I'm going to try to make this real quick. Alright, so all done here. I didn't really film the whole thing, so it's getting kind of cold out. I just kind of wanted to get it done, so ran into some difficulties too. Here's the old pump. You obviously can't tell if there's anything wrong. It doesn't shake. You know, it's an electric pump, so it's only going to be whenever you have it on. Here's the old gasket. It looked pretty good, but $10. Just use that one. This is Josh's STI filter sock. Didn't use that. Didn't have to use any connections or any of these things. I guess I could have used this. This was a brand new little mounting bracket from the bottom, but overall, didn't really use any of this stuff. Just used some new hose clamps and all that. But there's a car. Got it all back together. Didn't get the rear seat all the way in yet, but just putting the bottom in here. We got the back seat in right now. Overall, I did take it for obviously a test drive before I put all that back in. It was very surprising that how much more peppier the engine is, and how much more like just responsive and everything is. Obviously, the noise went away and all that, so that was really good. I was like really stoked about that because it was just making, I wouldn't say a whole ton of noise, but you could clearly tell there was something wrong. And I'm glad it was that, not like the rear differential and all that from like racing, like if I would have actually screwed something up. But when it actually happened was I was coming home from Oktoberfest this year, and I was on a back road. I actually went to Cal U, shot a vlog there, and I was actually on the way back from Oktoberfest, and it was a back road, and there was this lady going like 20 miles an hour on this back road, and I understand it was like a 50 or 60 mile an hour road, probably like 50. And I was kind of pissed off at her, like after following her for like literally 5 miles or something, and we got in one of those passing areas, like where you're okay to pass, and you could see like God knows how long, but like there was a great straightaway there, and I just punched it, took off, and I got up to about 80, and then I let off, and as soon as I let off, I heard that noise, and I was like, oh God, did I initially thought it was like the torque converter, like in the transmission, which would be up in this area, and like I just thought it was like something like big like that, like oh God, like anytime you get any type of sound in your car, basically, you're gonna hear that. But so far got the just back on target here. It kind of was a little bit of a bitch getting it all back together, but I didn't really film like putting the actual pump back in the assembly, just because I didn't want to get gasoline all over the camera and everything. But that part wasn't the hard part. You had to finagle it out a little bit, and then getting it all back in was okay too. It was just a matter of getting that one literally single hose off. So once I was able to get that off using a pair of pliers and hitting it with a hammer, that made it a whole lot easier, and it's all back together, and car runs good. So yeah, should all be back together, good to go. Should be racing on Sunday. We'll be at the North Shore meet tonight, and all is gonna be good. So thank you, Josh. Thank you for the fuel pump. Works very good. I'm very surprised at the results, just even away from just taking the sound away. Like, it just feels so much better. It feels so much more responsive, and I even have to say powerful, even though that's probably not, like, it's probably not putting down any more power. It might be a little bit, but like mainly it's just that responsiveness and that like kind of heavy kick, that throttle response. It is so much better. Seriously, so much better. I can't even believe how much. So If you don't have a fuel pump, and you're running like stage 2 like this one is, I would definitely recommend at least an STI fuel pump. But if you're gonna do it, might as well get like a Walbro 255. I believe that's liters per hour. But yeah, get one of those. It's like $100. Swap it in. If you want to use the whole kit, you don't really need the whole kit. But if you want the whole kit, get that. But it's not. You don't need it for stage 2. However, I'm gonna say stage 2 over the long run is gonna put so much strain on your pump that you're gonna need to upgrade to one sooner or later. So might as well just do it at some point when you have the money. So again, thanks Josh, and I'll see everybody tonight at the North Shore meet. See you guys later.